Innovision FM. This is part 2 of my report about Channel 9 on Charles Tucker last night. You could find that on YouTube if you want to find out more about that. The saga of Channel 9. Okay, before I get into what I'm about to say, because I'm starting to figure this thing out, because I've been in the media for a long time. I've always been in public radio, and I've never been in like the commercial radio or commercial television, because I enjoy the freedom. There's some politics, but there's not the same kind of politics, cutthroat attitude as there is in commercial radio and commercial TV. And maybe like doing this broadcast, I will tell you more about that. Let me see. I have my thing here to check to see what time it is. Okay, it's 9. I'm recording this at 9:21, so I'm not gonna. I'm only stay long enough to lay this out. I want to remind you to go get my book, 6 Shades of Blindness. It tells the progression of how I became the only blind person in Colorado to write a screenplay, produce it, and get disabled actors to act in parts that usually you see able-bodied people acting in. So 6 Shades of Blindness is on Amazon. You can do a pre-order, and you can do what is called, like, write a review for it, and you can give me a 5-star review. Also, share this, like it, share it, and I would really appreciate that. Also, you can listen to our radio station 24 hours, 7 days a week, Innovision FM, and we're also on channel 56, 8 o'clock p.m. on Wednesday night, and I'm gonna put this up there too. So you may be seeing this like somewhere like a month from now, because the show's only on once a week, and I already put up a bunch of shows for this month. So okay, so are you willing to die to help Channel 9 get better ratings? Which let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, Channel 9 News, Channel 7 News, Channel 4 News, Fox 31 News, Channel 2 News, they're there to make money. They want you to watch them, and it used to be said, if it bleeds, it leads. So in this blue state of Colorado, where Michael B. Hancock rules and Governor Jared Polis rules, and they can, even though there's how would I say, there's I'm going to take this earphone out of my ear. There's a convention center that they're paying $60,000 to $65,000 a day, with hospital beds waiting for an overflow of coronavirus patients. Mayor B. Hancock is now lying to you and saying the spikes is going up, and we may have to tell everybody to go home, stay home in your houses, so we can wreck the economy, so we can beg for money from Washington and say, look, our state is wrecked. It's because of our bad management and we had to be so afraid of the virus that is killing less than 1%, and mostly people over 65 years old. Which, yes, if your parent is over 65 years old, if you're one of the ones who are 65 years old, you may or may not survive it. We've seen the governor of England, what they call Boris Johnson. He had a rough go at it, but he overcame and went through the ICU room, and he came out. Trump, now we're further down the line, they had better drugs to stop this in its tracks, and you see that how well he recovered. And so at his rallies, he's saying we're going to make this accessible to not only people like him, but to people like you and me. Don't know what Biden's doing, but besides saying that he's running for Senate, or not knowing what state he's in, but that's a horse of a different color. All right, so the news philosophy is if it bleeds, it leads. And I'm sure you might have heard it. If you haven't heard of it, put down in the response, said, I never heard that comment, or put down, yes, I've heard it. So if you put down in the comments sign, yes, I've heard, if it bleeds, it leads. No, I've never heard that. I started sort of like paying attention to how Colorado does things very early on. In when did the Columbine thing happen? We had Howard Stern on our radio stations. I think it was late 90s, early 2000s, somewhere around there. And 103.5, the Fox, I forgot the two DJs' names. One of them is still on now, with the lady as well. Instead of winning the rating game, Howard Stern was talking about, about the prettiness of the girls or whatever. And so anyway, 103.5, the Fox lied and said that Howard Stern said something that he didn't say. And instead of competing, like by having good programming, they got Howard Stern's show knocked off. What is now the party station, knocked off that station. And I did some publicity stuff for that station. It was some fun, embarrassing stuff for not Howard Stern, but the Howard Stern wannabe that they brought in to Denver. So they brought in this guy to be a nighttime Howard Stern, because that was the format they were doing. Then we're going to skip forward on KNUS 710 KNUS with Peter Bowles, Stephen Tubbs, and Randy Corpin, and others. But those are the main guys that I like, that I check out. They had Chuck Bonnewell and Judy Hayden. Judy Hayden used to work for Fox 31 News, and then she moved on, and now she got married to Chuck Bonnewell, and he runs a newspaper in now it slips my mind, but it's off of Alameda and Colorado Boulevard in that town, in that part of the city. And so they were doing the radio show, and I enjoyed it because it was local. I like, Chuck Barnwell's sarcastic tone. I like Julie always reeling him back in, saying, be positive. And so Chuck one day saying that he was so tired of seeing some kind of newscast that let there be like another like shooting or something like that, another school shooting to get us away from that. Well, the left, which the left is very good at this, they started calling the station and calling the sponsors of that show. So the power, I don't know if it was Mr. Kelly, who is the manager of the station, or whoever it was, they buckled. So 710 KNUS buckled, and they gave Chuck and Julie their walking papers. Well, fortunately, people like the shows, so they went over to internet. Now they have their own show on YouTube, the Chuck and Julie Show .com. I think their website is chuckandjulieshow.com, and now you get to hear them on internet, and they're slowly building back up their brand. But the left, they bombarded the sponsors. They bombarded the station with phone calls and got them off the air. Also, you saw that with Fox News. Laura Ingraham, she said something about this snotty-nosed 17-year-old boy, and so So the left wing once again started calling the sponsors to take Laura Ingraham off, and she had to come back and apologize to this snotty nose. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I don't have my headphones, so you're gonna hear some announcements coming from my phone. So anyway, so she had to come back on the air, and she had to apologize to the 17-year-old baby who, once you step in the fire, if you can't handle it, don't step in the fire, right? So anyway, so I've been noticing this with now you have, let's get to Channel 9 News. They didn't fire, they moved the Denver people that everybody got to know and love, and oh, you know, I love watching the news because of this good-looking person or that. They moved them to another channel. Then they moved in these other people from Philadelphia, or some other places, and said, now look, we took the people who didn't have anything to do with Saturday the 10th at the Civic Center. We moved those people, even though they had nothing to do with it. We're not going to talk about the reporter that was with the. We're going to just call him the assassin. We're not going to talk about him. We're not going to talk about the other guy with the black guy with the Black Guns Matter T-shirt. We're not going to talk about him because people saw those three people talking together, trying to get the plan together, and I believe that I'm now starting to think that it was a publicity thing, because they want the right to seem like we're the violent ones, and there's such peaceful ones. As you could say, you could see that all the news channels, the city's burning behind them, but the news reporters in the left cities are saying, oh, a mostly peaceful protest, and you see that they're not showing that anymore on the TV stations. These so-called peaceful rioters and looters in these cities, and they're lying to you in your face, and they figure if they say it enough times, you being the stupid ones, they think that we are so stupid, we'll believe if there's a fire going on in the back of us, and you say that no, there's not a fire, you just think there's a fire going on. If there's looting, criminal activity going on, and back of the camera guy, he can just say, no, you're not really seeing that. I'm telling you, because I have a good looking face, I have perfect teeth, I have perfect skin, and you can believe me because I'm perfect. And why would a perfect, good looking person like me tell you a lie when I tell you that what you're looking at behind you is not really happening? Now, if you're easily brainwashed, I want you to say in the progress line down there, I want you to say yes. If you're easily brainwashed, if you're not easily brainwashed, I want you to say no. So I'm sort of like doing my polling right here, because I want to know how many people watch this, and if you say nothing, then that just means you're just too afraid to let people know that you're either brainwashed or you're not brainwashed. Much like some of the voters that are going to vote for Trump, and they're not saying it in the polls. So therefore, these people think that because their polls are saying that there's all these left-wing, radical, socialist, Marxist people are going to vote for Biden, that Biden is going to win, just like they said the same group of people were voting for Hillary Clinton, and they didn't know that the wave of us who are not brainwashed by how good-looking Obama was. Oh, he's such a good-looking person, and he speaks so well, like Joe Biden says, a black man that speaks so well, that's clean. Yeah, like what is it called? Jim Crow Joe says, all right. So because I'm in the media, I'm beginning to see. This was a photo op that went bad. They hired a assassin, not knowing what they really were getting into, not knowing that his orders was to get one of the Patreon, mustard. His orders wasn't Channel 9's orders. Channel 9 just wanted a photo op, and they had the cameras ready to take pictures of this idiot Black Gun Matter guy as he's walking up to white people, calling them names, walking up to black people, saying the same thing, and Stockham, who's running in the 6th district, tried to engage in a conversation, but when you're getting paid $18 an hour, plus they probably gave this Black Guns Matter guy a little bonus to really rev it up. And if you've been arrested so many times that your criminal records won't allow you to get a regular job, so here this left-wing Marxist communist group comes in and they offer you $18 an hour, and if you really rev it up, they'll give you a bonus. What would you do? What would you do? Well, first of all, you wouldn't be getting in trouble where your record is so bad that you can't get regular jobs. But once you find yourself in that condition, and then the Marxists, they don't care. They want useful idiots. They want useful idiots. And if you're a black person with the T-shirt with the saying that Black Guns Matter, if you're the useful idiot, then they'll use you, right? So I want you guys to put down like your comments in the comment section. Tell me, do you disagree? Do you agree? Do you think that what I'm saying is just totally like left field? And like I said, I may be giving up some of the secrets of the commercial media, which I said I've always been in public radio, which that's another. And I get so tired when people keep saying we are a democracy. We are not a democracy. We are a republic. If you don't know what that is, your teachers didn't teach you. So if you can still Google it, find out what is a republic and what is a democracy. Our nation was built on a basis of a republic, not the basis of a democracy. And I guess so, that's why I know that the Republicans and the Democrats are one party. It's not two party. It only became two parties when Donald Trump came in there and said, I'm going to promise this, and I'm going to do what I say. Most politicians, they promise this, and when they get in office, then the special interest puts money in their pocket, and then they go that direction. But if you're already a billionaire or millionaire, and you go to office, you could be like a Polis who spent $23 million, Jared Polis, the governor of Colorado, who spent $23 million to get into the office, and they don't need to give you any money because you already have the agenda, the blue book in your head. You read it. You know what you need to do to accomplish the communistic Marxist rules that you want to implement. And now Michael B. Hancock is putting fear in your heads again, and some of you will believe it because when you look at TV and they look good, they sound good, they sound like they could be credible. But when you look at the stats, and the stats are saying something totally opposite of what they're saying, do you believe the stats, or do you believe these good-looking people they put on TV, these intelligent-sounding people they put on TV? Well, he's our mayor. He can't be lying to us. He's our governor. He can't be lying to us. He can't be ruling over us like an emperor. He must be caring about our interests. Tonight, there's going to be a debate between Hickenlooper, who claimed that in 10 years we're going to end homelessness. Whenever the government gets their hands involved with something and makes it bigger, it makes the problem bigger. When Johnson said in 1964, we're going to feed you by giving you welfare, And if you get pregnant and your sperm donor doesn't want to support your baby, we will support it. It took maybe maybe two generations before that sunk in and the news were out. You can have as many babies as you want, just don't have a man in the house, and we'll pay you so much money for each baby. So the problem didn't decrease, the problem increased. Every time the government puts their nose in something, the corrupt government, it makes it worse. When Bill Clinton and George and Jim Crow Biden signed the 1994 bill, 3 strikes so you're out, and they put all those police on the streets, then they had to turn the music to ramp it up. So the rap music started out as a political, saying what's happening here on the streets, and was reporting. Then they said, no, we can't have that. We have to have you glorify calling women outside their names. We have to have you glorify criminal activities, because now we have the 3 strikes and you're out, and we need people to fill the prison system so they can make money, but we have to help them make money. So they ramped it up with all this gangster rap. And if you listen to negative all day, how you should be a gangster, how you should call your sister, your mother, your everything, the B word, and how you should disrespect authority, and you got it going on in the music, and you see what Bill Clinton, I feel your pain, but let me get some pleasure by Monica Lewinsky, because Hillary Clinton can't take care of business, so I got to go outside the marriage to get my business taken care of. Bill Clinton, Jim Crow Biden, saying that my son is so stupid, I have to make a deal to put money in his pocket because I care about my son. But it doesn't matter about collateral damage to our United States of America, just as long as I get $3 million from the mayor or governor of Russia transferred over to my son's bank account. Just as long as I get the money transferred to my son's bank account, he's an idiot. I'm an idiot. Idiot doesn't. When an apple falls, it doesn't fall too far from the branches, right? It doesn't fall too far from the tree. So if you got an idiot, Jim Crow, Joe Biden, and he has another idiot, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. So anyway, that's my part 2 of Channel 9 being willing to for their ratings to kill, they'll hire a hired gun to kill a person, because if it bleeds, it leads, right? What's going on here? Well, let's see.
Comment section. Formats. Button. Creative tools. Button. Flip camera. Front. Flashlight chooser. Flashlight off.
Okay.
Invite. Button. Invite to go live with. Comment. Button. Finish. Button.
Okay, I'm going to finish this. Share this. And go and check out my book, 6 Shades of Blindness, which you'll figure out, like, let's see, how did I get into this mindset? And a lot of fun stories in there, a lot of interesting stories. Also, listen to our Innovision FM, 24 hours, 7 days a week, Innovision FM. And also check out our TV show on Denver Comcast, Channel 56, 8 o'clock Wednesday nights on Denver Comcast.
Finish. Button.
God bless. This is Johnnie J.